What's up? You're muted.
Such a noob. It's been so long since I've streamed.
Yeah, I go out of town for 4 days and the streaming stops.
I know.
It's all good. You're working on harder things than streaming, like sophisticated contracts.
That's true.
How's
Right
it
now
going?
I'm working on sophisticated art generation scripts. Our Python library. It's getting crazy sweet.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
I can't wait to see what comes. Well, let's hop into the news. Let's
Yes.
get the energy up. Man, so you KYC'd within like 20 minutes of us talking about it. You went from like, nah. Like we were both like, nah, this doesn't make sense. And then it's like, well, it's Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so just to give people a heads up in case they're not super in tune with the latest happenings, Bored Ape, the founders did one of their standard super like murky, hey, go do this real fast sort of tweets. And basically what it was is they gave a link to a page that had just Yuga Labs logo and Animoca Brands logo on the bottom of the page. And then you put in your address, wallet address, and then you click a register button and it sends you to BlockPass to register, which involves doing a full KYC work walkthrough. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, I trust Bored Apes, but I still don't like to KYC just for any old requests. Like I want to know why I'm KYCing. So I did a tiny bit of digging, and at least on Twitter, they say it's not, they don't even tell you really what it's for. They just tell you what it's not for, which they tell you it's not for a PDE game and that it's not for a token. So I don't know really what that leaves as far as what you would KYC for. So yeah, so I was a little bit dubious. So then we chatted, and then I was like, yeah, but what if for some reason if you don't get into this early, then you might not end up, getting whatever it is that they're giving away. And so then I FOMO'd into the KYC. And let me tell you, that was a very difficult KYC process for me personally. Maybe it's just people with Texas people with our driver's licenses, but it didn't like my Texas driver's license, and I did not have a fun time. But eventually, I got it done.
Mine was breeze.
Did you use your driver's license or your
Yeah,
passport?
it went through like 5 minutes. It was like bam, bam, bam.
Maybe it's those high definition Apple
It's
multi-lens cameras.
probably a quality device connecting to favorable conditions that made it
Well,
happen.
my Pixel 4a is the camera apparently is substandard and doesn't work with their artificial intelligence because it could not text.
I used a laptop with a webcam.
Oh geez, you use a webcam camera to do it and it worked?
Yeah.
I tried my webcam camera and it wouldn't work with that. Both of them worked fine with the front, but not the back of the license. So.
Wow, that sucks. So what do you think? What do you think this is?
Well, let's see. If I go on niftyculture.com and read the speculation there's speculation that it's some sort of land distribution, but I'm still really confused. Somebody made a good point that you'll have to source the person if you can, but someone made a good point that like if you're a project and you're asking people to KYC, they should know what they're KYCing for. Because otherwise it could just be some like IRS dragnet. Like, hey, KYC for the IRS or whatever, which I don't have anything to hide from the IRS.
Gargamel did say like use a new Ethereum wallet. Like you don't have to use anything that's attached to your ape.
Where are people supposed to find this information? Like that would have been a nice thing to know, but why?
Well, you're going to pay your taxes anyway, sir.
That's true. But still, that's a funny statement to make. So it doesn't have anything to do with apes then. Like, is it for another drop they're going to do? Like, is it going to be like for mutants round 2 or something?
I don't know. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, November of last year, the new legislation from the administration, um, KYC is coming for everything. Like, if you want to
Hmm.
resell tickets on Ticketmaster, you're gonna have to KYC. Like,
Hmm.
you know your customer. Like, so like everyone's trying to say like, oh, crypto, all these things. Like, no, if you're in the United States and you want to do this, like, sorry, you're doing KYC. So
Yeah.
my hypothesis is, and it could be completely wrong, is like it's some middleware, right? Like Animoca is like good at land, they're good at other things. So like, is it that there's some deal with Sandbox or Decentraland where they Board Ape Yacht Club gets some access to some new parcels? Is there a Board Ape metaverse? Is there
Dude,
or
I
is it a
just
market?
realized something.
What?
Okay, so Animoca, of course, either owns or invests in Sandbox. So it has to be Sandbox and not Decentraland. Sandbox just did their Alpha V2 recently. So maybe it's some kind of special. But what really could it be that, like, if it's ape land, but you don't need an ape to get into it, then what's the value of that?
Apes buy ape land from non-apes. It's your entry point. Like, you don't own an ape, but at least you're in the jungle or the swamp, right? Like, the other thing is like, is it a marketplace that's gonna be designed to be the primary? So like, think about it as a stepping stone. Like, they don't give you ape coin, or maybe they do. Maybe like 2% of the distribution of ape coin goes to people who embrace the Animoca marketplace early, right? Like, maybe there's some other things there. um because like my theory is that like for ApeCoin at least, like if it's got to be KYC for you to claim it. Hypothetically, they're gonna have to like, they're gonna break the internet with all the people trying to like, oh, for me to claim my ApeCoin, I have to know my customer. Like, remember when like Binance and Kraken, it was like a 4 week
Hmm.
KYC process. Like,
Hmm.
this is like, put a carrot out in front of them and start getting people down the road. Keep teasing more so that we keep KYCing people so that they can do it in a way that the SEC approves. Start distributing the ape token.
I wonder if
But
the tell here will be if other projects do this exact same process.
I think like the top tier projects are going to have to KYC everything moving forward.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. But like,
Yeah.
if they start doing it with Animoca though, like, is this really a Bored Ape exclusive, or is Bored Ape just one of the early entrants?
I mean, that's the other thing to think about is like, had Coinbase Marketplace been out, like they would have been perfect because it's like, hey, like let's partner with Coinbase as the KYC partner.
Hmm.
Like, think about like the benefits of like, what if to have a Coinbase wallet, it had to be KYC. So then it's like, okay, like I can do stuff on MetaMask that's not KYC, and then everything in my Coinbase wallet is KYC. It makes it so much easier to
Yeah,
not
that's
have to go through this process, to have like a
true.
liaison or escrow type, relationship that makes it work. But ultimately, it's like we still have to figure out, like, is the juice worth the squeeze? And like, it's
Hmm.
so far it's been 100% yes with Board Ape Yacht Club. And like, that's the other thing. Like, my big frustration, and Real Donald, shout out, it's like you can't say, I'm not going to tell you what this is, but you have to volunteer all of your personal information to be
Yeah.
added to a list. Now, think about the backlash that's going to happen for all the people that volunteered that information
Hmm.
if they don't get it. If
Yeah.
there's only 10,000 of them and 100,000, you're going to have 90,000 pissed off. You're going to have a stadium of angry people
Hmm.
that didn't get access to it. So, what does that mean?
What if, another hypothetical for you, and tell me what you think about this? What if, so we already talked about two well, there's, the big marketplaces, Nifty Gateway, OpenSea, and Coinbase, who are all kind of in various stages of this marketplace war. Animoca has a lot of investments in a lot of different stuff, and they seem like a big enough player to be able to fight in that war. What if this is part of, hey, we're going to bring a bunch of top tier tokens into our marketplace, and it's going to be 100% KYC marketplace, but it's going to be all Ethereum or something. And maybe it is like you said, we don't want to overload the KYC process right off the bat. So we're going to somehow bootstrap it via these big projects. And then we'll be able to immediately launch with US dollar support and Ethereum support on this marketplace. Oh, I lost you.
There's one thing that makes that like not work for me.
Okay, what is it?
That. Like, you don't say that.
Something is brewing, yeah.
Like, you don't say, F it again.
Oh.
If you're helping Animoca build their own marketplace.
Okay.
Right?
It would be very weird for the BAYC team to go along with this purely so that they can have a spot on a marketplace.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, you don't do that.
Well, you don't know how much they've been paid though. But they don't need the money. I know.
They don't need money.
Weird.
So, like, is it, like, there's I could see.
I've been meaning to bring up another harebrained theory for you. We can get to that later.
I mean, I think it's going to be something cool. I don't know, like, what it is. Some of the wild theories that I have are like, like you had to claim your 3D avatar to get into the metaverse. You have to KYC.
Okay.
But then, like, why would you let every wallet attach, right? Like, it's got to be something bigger, bolder, broader. And it's got to be something compelling enough that everyone does it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what's your last comment, and then let's talk about the other craziness that's going on today.
Well, it's a complete segue into another situation where it was like, why did you do this? You don't need the money. You've already made enough money. And I realized something. So PAC.
Yeah,
I'm going to PAC. It's like, why does he do something like Mass? He doesn't need that money. He made all that money from Cube, and he's already like, it wasn't super artistic, And it dawned on me, whoever the artist, because you go back to way back in the day, like PAC was one of the people who got people involved with Nifties. So at some point, PAC was a real person who was an artist, and I believe.
Was that past tense intentional or not?
Yes. I believe based on the evidence that PAC sold PAC to some company, who knows which company, maybe Nifty Gateway. And PAC is now operated by a company, not by a person. Maybe he's still a consultant on the project. But that's the only explanation for why PAC would do some of the things he's done more recently. In my eyes. I could be completely wrong.
That's a bold statement.
I mean,
but it makes a lot of sense, and it's a perfect segue into Larva Labs.
About selling the rights to something.
I mean, the new speculation now is that Larva Labs is going to sell the rights to both the punks, not the rights, but they're going to sell the punks and the Meebits to. Bold is an understatement. Yeah, that was we'll come back to that. We should do a dedicated video on that those 3 comments that Mike made, because they're incredibly compelling. The theory crafting there is exciting, and it'd be interesting to see like what happens. And you've seen it before where once the artist becomes an institution, the institution then gets purchased, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much of the art, Takashi Murakami, who I love, has an entire team of artists who do things for him.
Mm-hmm.
Platon, the photographer, has like literally a team of people behind him, and like they literally set the camera settings. They hand it to him. He clicks the button and hands it back. So how much of that is art? How much of that is the artist, and how much of that is the institution?
Yeah.
And so I think it's a fair critique, and we're not trying to cancel anyone or be too accusatory, but like,
and I'm a pack bag holder. It would be really bad if what I'm saying is true. So to Kevin, I got the bags too. So I messed up my own bags. But I came to this realization sometime around, maybe it was in all of our discussions about Clone X and what does it mean that Clone X was bought by Nike. And then I just realized that Pac could easily be, it's the regularity of his random tweets is what really got it for me. Like, I just
is paying.
Yeah, they just got a little too like, I don't know. It's too much of a formulaic. He's too formulaic.
But isn't that art in and of itself?
I don't know. When it's not one person's whims and it becomes just the institution, like you said, it still is. Art is in the eye of the beholder, for sure. And if the art is enjoyable to the beholder, then it's art.
Have you ever seen The Prestige?
Yeah.
So like, this is my issue with, and this, I want to talk about Meebits, but this is my issue right now with Pac. And I hate that we're doing this, but it's like, if you make the bird disappear, you have to make it come back, right? Like, that's the prestige, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And like, we haven't seen over the last year the prestige on any of the Pac projects, from Merge to the Switch to
it's like Lost.
Yeah, to the cubes. Like we keep seeing and like there's in music theory, there's the same thing, right? You create tension to release tension, right? And you always keep saying, okay, the next note is we're unexpected, and you lean in and it sounds good, right? That tension is what creates the beauty in the music. But the resolution, the resolve of the track to create that loop is important. Same with magic tricks, same with everything. And so the issue that I have right now with Pac is that we're not getting the resolution, we're not getting the prestige, whatever you want to call it, is that we're stacking this. So now is it a palindrome where he then has to reconcile everything back, or is he going to start reconciling them out of order? Is there any reconciliation? Did he get ahead of himself with some of these projects? Is the chaos the project? There's a lot to consider here that I think to do our job. The critique is not contempt. It's okay for us to ask questions, and blind loyalty is always dangerous. Just like we're pretty much Bored Ape Yacht Club loyalists, but we're questioning KYC even though we both did it.
Yeah, it's all right. Crazy.
Swag. Sorry, we went down a tangent. Watched the 10 minutes ago on this. I actually think this segment's really good. I think we'll cut it out into its own piece because it's controversial, but I think a fair critique. Merge poet pages. Ash. Yeah, we gotta close. We gotta close some
loops. Yeah, but I think if something's corporate, then they don't really care about that. They just care about extracting that value.
So Pac is the Andrew McMahon from Something Corporate confirmed?
I would say confirmed.
I'm just kidding. All right, let's talk Meebits. I don't have I don't have much time today. We got a lot going on. So the big news that everyone's talking about is that Yuga Labs is allegedly set to, and people I trust are like, this is a certainty, and I don't believe it. I'm less confident of this than the Nike call a while ago,
You
but
did call the Nike thing.
I did.
Give yourself some props. I'll give you some props. You called it.
I did. I had a great insider, and if he's listening, because he was listening last time, if you know anything about this one, let us know, please. Yeah. So like first principles thinking doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Like does not.
Agreed.
Like why would Board Ape Yacht Club or Yuga Labs buy?
They're like,
but they shouldn't be, right? Like they
but their philosophies are different. That's where I think like you don't want to have a merger between two parties with different philosophies.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
And this is why I think for it to work, punks have to be part of it.
Okay.
And I think that when Larva Labs was created, it was a fun idea. They never thought it would become the institution that it did.
Mm-hmm.
The project outgrew them.
Yeah.
And they realized that they made a bunch of money and they don't necessarily want to go down this path anymore. Similar to if a pack were to have been the rights to the persona become acquired in some capacity, and then you think about the cultural implications of what Larva Labs could do, giving owners the rights to their art, to everything else, a fresh slate for the next generation of people, a unified Discord where Meebits, mutants, apes, and punks are all coming together. This Web3, this identification, everything around it. So like once you get a little bit past like your first principles, it doesn't make sense because they can make their own Meebits. If you think about the future culture of everything, if you think about the missteps that Larva Labs has taken, if you think about, do they really even do they want to keep innovating on these small projects like the glyphs and these other really cool tangential things? If you want to think about win roadmap, win airdrop, win this, win that, all the pieces that everyone's come to expect with NFTs that are now being forced on Larva Labs, it starts making a little bit more sense. I still think it's not like my mind just can't get there, but like I'm getting closer than I was, 10 hours ago.
Let me ask you some tactical questions about this, though, or just some tactical hypotheticals. Okay, you're BAYC, and you're going to buy.
Sasha, do you want to hit me up in Discord if you want to pop on with us? Go on.
Nice. You're BAYC, and you want to buy CryptoPunks and Larva Labs. I mean, Meebits. It would just be a sale of the assets, not necessarily the company, probably. So you want to buy these things. What is it really that you're buying is what my first question would be, because like the project was kind of like a delivered to the, like CryptoPunks take it, it was delivered to the public project and then that's it. And then they operate some web servers to support it. But they're not really like,
I mean, I think you're unifying the belt, right? Like I think like here's the thing is like what if for the next phase of CryptoPunks it is you open it up and now you can make $1 million off of it, all the money you want, right? But it's unified under the same umbrella that's there. Once again, my mind, like I don't know if I'm just too Web 2 on this and it just doesn't go, but like some of the smartest people I know in the entire space are like, yeah, it's a done deal. Like, and I don't know if they're just saying that because it sounds good, that they've got insider information. Because people have said both and they've been wrong and we've been wrong and we've been right on our calls. But like for me, from a foundational standpoint, it's what do they get, right? Is it essentially like Larva Labs, we don't even want to run this project anymore. we couldn't deliver on the Meebits project, right? Because Meebits have been somewhat vaporware in terms of where they've been, the crowdsourcing of that. There have been just a lot of things to say, okay, like, can this team that has this momentum behind it do something with my baby, make it beautiful, take it into the next realm, unify the belt?
I think it makes sense from Larva Labs to sell it. I'm more interested in what BAYC is getting for the purchase. Like, if Larva Labs, like, it totally makes sense. Like, we're just like, we created this thing, we just want to monetize it and get it away from us because it's too much responsibility, and we want to go and do our fun tech projects. Like, if they're really, I mean, I could see myself having that sort of philosophy. Like, I just like to build cool and interesting stuff, and having the ability to do that would be amazing. So I could see how they'd be like, we don't want to focus with community and doing like events and integrating with stuff. We want to keep building interesting pieces of tech in smart contracts. So if that's their philosophy, that makes sense to me. I understand why they'd sell it, and everybody has a price. From BAYC's perspective, like, if it is true and they are buying it, then like, it's weird that you would purchase the commercial rights to a project, because that's really all they're buying. And then it's even
but I mean,
weirder.
like, would it be weird for like GMC to buy Pontiac back in the day, or the airlines?
But here's okay. Imagine Disney is buying LucasArts. No, okay. Imagine Disney is buying just Star Wars from LucasArts. It would make no sense for Disney to pay for Star Wars and then immediately say, okay, that thing I just bought from you for $100 million, you now have commercial rights.
But I mean, we don't even know what they're paying. Like, once again, if they want to be builders and they want to go do it, like, it could be one of those things where they give them a fair value and say, okay, we're going to take a small percentage of the secondary in perpetuity, right? Like, there's a million ways to do this that can be fair if the hypothesis that they don't really want to keep innovating on this part of the project is true. And that makes that makes the most sense to me. Oh man, Sasha, shout out. I hope your family's okay.
That's a genius statement. That's why it explains the KYC.
And we do need to spend a moment because Sasha's from Ukraine and his whole family and everything else. And we've talked about it a lot. We're trying to feature as many Ukrainian artists that we can, but it is a serious thing. I'm glad that you haven't lost your spirit and your will to provide controversy. Keep pushing buttons. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, Bored Ape Yacht Club, like, could have been acquired, but they haven't yet. But like, why wouldn't all the worst parts of Web 2 find their way into Web 3? Why couldn't these acquisitions exist? My dream scenario was actually, like, there were two other rumors. Like, one is that the Electronic Arts was going to come in and buy Meebits, which I think, like, from a first principles perspective, makes more sense. Like, a big shitty company trying to come in and buy it. But then, like, the other rumor that I heard that I kind of loved, and this is going to sound insane, like Microsoft buying Meebits.
Okay, well, I could see that actually.
Because what if Microsoft just turned Minecraft into the metaverse?
Yeah.
And the Meebits as voxels, like, are purpose built. And then you could have, like, the free open, like, just like Diablo 2 back in the day, you have, like, the unregulated servers of Minecraft, and then you have, like, the minted land pieces, and you already have 20 years of buildings and everything else. Like, it makes perfect sense if that Microsoft was going to enter the metaverse for them to do this, and why not buy a historic project?
Did something just happen?
What's the tweet?
Because Lucky's freaking out.
Throw it in there.
Do we have, like, news?
Shout out to Lucky. Oh, wow. It's done. Holy shit.
What is it? I'm not good at the Twitters.
Wow. Lie. Ah!
I can't believe.
Yuga has acquired CryptoPunks and Meebits.
Oh, to CCCC. It's already. It just came out on Twitter thanks to Lucky.
What?
Wait, so they bought.
Lucky.
Okay, so they did, according to this tweet.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hey, Lucky, thanks for blowing us up on the stream. This is crazy.
That's insane.
So is
Full
giving
commercial rights.
commercial.
Yeah.
Holy shit! So they bought it and gave it
And
away, like I
they're
was
all going
just
to get eight. They're all going to
hypothesizing
get
about.
ApeCoin too.
God, Rob is such a bastard. I'm gonna say it live on air right now, and I hope he watches this later. Rob, you son of a! He's got the golden hand, man. Rob has the golden touch.
It's not about us versus them.
I know.
It's about us building together.
This is the best thing that could ever happen to CryptoPunk holders.
This is the best thing that could happen to NFTs.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, okay, so now I'm feeling like I have a insight into what they're doing. So first off, it fixes all the problems with CryptoPunks. In just
people called it.
People called it?
Yeah, remember when he had the apes and the Meebits fighting, and then they came together?
Yeah.
What's up, Joff? Shout out.
The big news on the screen. Yeah, so I think imagine you're doing some sort of actual like metaverse thing.
Kevin, you should buy a Meebit. Don't buy a Meebit.
How much are Meebits? What's the Meebit floor at right now?
I don't know. I don't have enough ETH.
Shit, if it's still low, holy.
It's 4.5 now.
Oh man, look at the spike. Pull up the activity. Look at the activity on. Oh geez. Dang it, Rob has a bunch of Meebits too.
I need to. I'm gonna need to borrow some ETH. I don't have a lot of. Oh my God. Yeah. Jeez, it's 5. It's going to 10. Like Meebits are going to go to Mutant Ape Yacht Club floor almost immediately.
What is the MAYC floor? Yeah, I don't have enough. By the time I get 16. ETH over there to get one. Okay, yeah, it's probably going to 16. Okay, well, if you pick up a Meebit right now and you make 11 ETH, then definitely at least give us a thumbs up on this video. Oh my God, Meebit owners.
Jesus Christ! I should have sold one of my cyber brokers.
It makes so much sense. Like, and you can tell that the news leaked out on Monday, because that's when the volume started picking up on Meebits for literally no reason. So Monday volume's picking up. By Tuesday, it's doubled. So word had already definitely gotten around.
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing the rumors for a long time, but holy moly!
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, the other part is that, it's not just the Meebits. The Meebits are just the affordable piece.
Oh yeah, no, I think making kind of a comprehensive set. Like now you have, think of the numbers of people though. You have, I don't know. I'll go off number of Meebits, which is obviously an exaggeration, but you got 20,000 Meebits, 20,000 MAYCs, 10,000 apes, and 10,000 CryptoPunks. So that's 60,000 users that can now access this new thing that's getting created with Animoca.
Yeah, but if you think about, like, there's 1 million people in NFTs, and there's
still way too low. Yeah,
300 million in the United States, and you think about the rest of the world. Gosh dang it! How much?
Nice. Kevin's gonna jump in. Awesome.
Hell yeah!
Get in quick. I mean, oh shoot! Now they're up to 5. I will say, like, this is pretty solid information, but as always, you're taking your own risk on this. It seems pretty obvious that it'll go up to make levels, but you never know. Whatever they're releasing could also be garbage. BAYC could have been
It's
acquired.
Yuga Labs.
I mean, Yuga Labs could have been acquired. I know everything they've done has been solid so far. But you can't throw all...
Here's the other thing. If this is true, you make your own metaverse.
I know. That's
Why
what they're
don't you?
doing. I don't know why they don't.
If you're going to have your ape token versus sand token, you might as well create ape land token or just use ape token in your own metaverse. If you want the premier metaverse with Meebits, mutants, apes, and punks, you build it on your own.
Yeah, but they don't have an army of developers to do that. That's why they bring in Animoca.
Sandbox? Well, okay, Animoca. I wouldn't be surprised if they acquire Animoca at this point. I mean, the amount of money that's going to be transacted.
Yeah.
Think about how much money, like, we don't even know, but like the secondary sales that are going to happen over the next 2 days is going to generate millions of revenue.
Yeah, that's true. I know, just getting they'll probably make back their purchase on Meebit royalties. Meanwhile, go check the royalties on Meebit. Right before this tweet went out, they changed their royalty to 20%.
20% or something for a week.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, guys, we're going to raise the royalties on Meebits to 20% until we pay back our purchase fee. So
I don't know what to do. Man, the floor is 5.3. I was going to transfer some ETH. I just can't.
No, I was 5.6 now. Yeah, it's clear where it's going, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Liquidity is going to be sucked out now.
I'm thinking that we were at a previous bottom, though. I think we were at the bottom.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But here's the other thing is like, this is going to be a big signal. And we've talked about this before is like these smaller projects, why can't they merge, blend, be acquired?
Mm-hmm.
Like, could we see some of these, tier 2 projects conglomerate together to become a driving force, right?
I think that's got to happen. I've been preaching consolidation for a long time now. Like, we can't have 1,000 communities with everybody spread out. It just doesn't make sense. We need to all eventually come together a little bit. And I think the communities that are good, nice. Oh man, 5.5. That's still, you'll be fine. Kevin will be fine on that. He'll probably do great on that. But it's all these spread out communities. I don't think, like, a lot of project founders are going to want to quit and cash out and just be done with it. And there's going to be true believers that believe in the idea of Nifties and they believe in the idea of community and metaverse. And those are the people that are going to be sticking around, and they're going to go through and acquire the projects that are like quality projects and have some sort of deeper meaning. And I think we're seeing that start with BAYC, and now there's going to be a lot of dominoes that fall. So yeah, I could definitely see more consolidation, because the most compelling experience is going to be where you have your favorite project. Somehow it has a metaverse capable avatar, and you get to go be represented as that in some sort of comprehensive system. And I would have thought that Sandbox had the potential for that, but I just haven't been super compelled by Sandbox experience yet. You're muted.
It's a crazy thing, man. It's wild.
I'm wondering what happens with Doodles too. I feel like I saw someone kind of big on it that I was like, why did he change to a doodle as his avatar? Or, I mean, it might have been a corporate account or something. So I'm guessing Doodles will, I think a lot of it's just like Celebrities
Doodles just
by
partnered with Gary Vee today.
Oh, is that okay?
With Bear, and yeah, I think Doodles is going to be fine. But I mean, that's the other thing is like all those, all these what if Azuki and kind of the anime inspired NFTs kind of band together? Like, there's just a lot of stuff that could start happening right now. But this is huge.
Because if you're a celebrity, you're going to go buy a tier 1 PFP. But if you're a company, you're going to go buy a tier 1 project.
There are only 119 Meebits below 7. And there's only 360 below 10.
Kevin's going to have made his month's wages in like an hour of that purchase.
Jesus.
6.5. He's up and he's congrats to Kevin for. Oh no!
Oh no! Sorry, Kevin.
That sucks.
I mean, there's only 360 listed below 10 ETH.
Yeah, it'll be
not financial advice.
And now it's definitely getting a lot more risky because we're almost up to 20K, but yeah, it's well, let's take it from a different perspective. Would you rather be a MAYC or a Meebit in this metaverse?
Probably a Meebit.
I know.
I think
some of the MAYCs that are the cool looking ones are definitely better than even the best Meebits. So I think MAYCs have a higher top end, but I think for a floor, if your choice is a floor MAYC or a floor Meebit, that's an interesting
I'd 100% rather have a floor Meebit than a floor MAYC.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna hurt the MAYC. I wonder if we're seeing MAYC drop, or I wonder if we're seeing MAYC go up also. That would be an interesting comparison. What people should watch is watch what happens to MAYC for a couple days after this.
Dang it.
I'm not gonna lie, if I had 5 ETH in my wallet, the second I saw that tweet, I would have pulled the trigger. Then that would have doomed the market. But since I didn't,
you saved it.
Yeah.
It would have been less than a Mechaverse.
That's true, I know. We always got to talk about Mechaverse at least once per stream that I'm on.
Dude, I missed it. I should have sold or transferred ETH immediately. This thing's out of reach for me right now. It's 6.5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too much for me too. I can't take a big risk like that, even though it's going to go to 16, and then it's going to be like, why the hell didn't? Oh well. Do your own research.
Do your own research. There's only 302 lists. 60 have been sold in the last 2 minutes below 10.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
It's gonna go to 10.
And it happened. They did it on a Friday, which is like peak blow up day. Like when stuff happens on Friday, it always blows up. It'll probably settle down. Probably the best day to buy is Sunday anyway. It might taper off because we still don't actually know. Thing is we still don't actually know what this is for. Like we don't know what kind of experience. Maybe it's like maybe the only benefit is that in alpha version 2 of Sandboxverse, you can use a MAYC as your avatar. If that's the case, or sorry, a Meebit as your avatar. If that's the case, I think it's like, I don't know, but BAYC wouldn't do that, would they?
I don't know enough. All right. Well.
All right. Yeah, let's call it. We got to go see what the Discords are doing.
I'm trying to find. I don't know. Do we buy one?
Well, we don't even have enough in the hot wallet now. At 7.
It cooled off. No, it didn't.
It might cool off. It might pop a little faster because people are trying to scoop up ones that they like. But yeah, it's. I mean,
it's at 7.
The only resistance point is the price of MAYC. So MAYC will probably, if MAYC's at 16, it's probably going to drop down to 14 or 12. And Meebits is going to go up to wherever. They're going to meet in the middle, I think. Because the compelling argument for a floor Meebit and a floor MAYC is now the same argument. Like, there's no reason to pick one over the other. It's purely subjective, which means that they're basically valued the same now.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to go. Otherwise, I'm gonna buy something.
Okay.
I got to get away from the computer, and I got family in town. I'm not gonna go. If anyone wants to buy one of my cyber brokers, so that I can buy a Meebit, let me know. I've got it listed for 10.
Nice. Yeah, that liquidity's gone. It's all going into Meebits now.
It's gone. Azuki, everything's.
I'm gonna get off this stream, and first thing I'm gonna do is tell Rob congratulations. Then I hate him.
Yeah, do it in the group thread.
Yeah, I will.
Rob should be here right now.
He should. I would have loved to see his reaction on this. Oh well.
It's awesome when we do something live.
Yeah.
And we're speculating about it. Shout out to Lucky.
Yeah, thanks, Lucky, for pointing it out.
Shout out to Sasha, Joff, Kevin, everyone. We love y'all. Y'all are great. If you liked it, please subscribe. We're doing more content. We're doing better content. We got Ashley creating her own content now. Big things coming from us. We appreciate everyone. Cheers.
See you guys.